In this video, we're going to go over how to create a league in clublocker. So starting from your home club page, you're going to go over to the Leagues tab. On the Leagues tab, you have two different options. So first, you can copy a league, which you can select a pre-existing league and it'll carry over all the settings and setup options from that league, and you can start from there. And this is a great option if there is a league that's already been made, either by Squash Ontario or yourself, and you want to carry over those settings. If you just want to create a brand new league and do all the settings from scratch, you hit the Add League button. Here, there's just some very basic options. You have your name, your start date, end date, and then your tournament background logos and backgrounds. I've already set up a test league, so I'll go over to that tab. Here we have our blank test league, and the first thing you'll want to do is set up divisions. So here you just hit the Add Division button, enter the name that you want, male or female, this doesn't really matter as you can still have mixed gender teams and you can change it after you set up. You have your start and end date for the league. You have your registration start and end date. You have an active period here where players can be added and removed from the roster. And then here you have your period from which scores can be posted. Then down here we have our sport and scoring selections. You'll want to select squash, the kind of squash you're going to be playing in your league, and then the scoring format. If it's available for your options, you always want to have singles international rating selected, as this means all the matches will count towards club locker rating. And then down here, we have the number of positions you want on the teams within the league. So I'm just going to set this at 5 for our test one. And then down here, we have our participation rules. And none of these are necessary for a league to function properly. These are all just preferences that you'll have to go through and select if you'd like them. Down here, we have our standing calculations. So this is just how the standings are made. And there's quite a few different options. So you'll just have to go through and pick which one works best for the league that you're setting up. Here, if you wanted to exclude one of the positions, say the bottom position on every team from the overall standings, you could include this as well. Here you have a penalty for not submitting scores. There are three options: none, default for both teams, and default for home team. I would recommend you just go with none for this. In the event of a tie, there's two different options for how the tie gets split. You can either have it as individual matches, games, then points, or you can just have individual match win-losses used for calculating the tie splits. And then here are just some preferences for what you want to show in the standings. You can go ahead and select whichever one you want. Here for dynamic standings, it's recommend that you just go no point adjustment, and then the dynamic standing state, that does not really matter. And then here you just have some communication options to send emails out through the league. And again, these are both just preference, so select which the options that work best for you. So I'm going to go ahead and create this division now. And now that I've created a division, you can go ahead within this division to start adding different teams. So to add a team, you have the name of the team, captain, and that those are the only two necessary fields. Once you've done that, you can start adding players to the roster from here. The next thing you'll want to do within your league is making a schedule. So once you've added more than one team to a division, you can start creating matches and scheduling them. So that is pretty much everything you need to know to get started on setting up a league.